Good night. But how's it going, everybody? Gonna play some Magic the Gathering tonight. Gonna keep it real simple. And, oh yeah, I was inquired about the pass system here in Magic the Gathering Arena. Over here, they call it the Mastery Pass, which, I don't know if that actually has any connection to older things in Magic. Things were called, like, Master sets or something. Well, I think those were expert level sets. Either way, the set is comprised of 60, at least minimum 60 levels, and then everything afterwards is ancillary. At least it used to be. They might have changed the math on it a bit. There's a premium pet here at 91. I've seen it where it was at 60. But yeah, I guess they've just reduxed the math on it, which is fine. But Mastery Pass, I don't know if there's a way for me to showcase its price. I want to say it generally was, in the past, it was like 3,400 gems, which every gem is half a penny. So that makes it, that would have made it around $17. And I want to say that I think that's where the Battle Pass, little pass system here in Magic pretty much was. Between 15 to 17. I think there's an option to have like advanced levels placement, which costs a bit more. I want to say though, I think they changed it to, so if you pre-order the Mastery Pass as part of an upcoming set release, it's only $14.99. So it's basically, I think, a little cheaper than it used to be. And I think the payout system for it is a lot better than it used to be as well. It didn't used to be as good in terms of what you received and the premium side of things, and they gave you even less stuff for free. So people complain, and they're like, okay, we get it, we have to incentivize you guys to want it, or to play it, or even to want to play the client, I think the point was heard, and at least they are willing to own up to it, as compared to most places weren't willing to own up to things. And watching their own ways doesn't like to own up to certain things, but they owned up to this, and that's kind of what matters. I want to say this. I don't know how the recent, I keep saying Battle Pass. I don't know how the recent Mastery Passes of Magic have been in terms of the content they give you in the premium side. But I want to say, at least with this set, this is probably the best offerings I think I've ever seen that they actually kind of give. And I hope it's been this way for at least the past set or two, or hopefully 3. And hopefully this will be the way they keep it going, kind of going forward. You start off with this extra set of like an avatar, some sleeves, a pet. The pet thing they've been doing for a while though. And of course there's a premium version of pet. They throw more card styles in here, whether they're specific ones or you get randomized ones. Now they've started throwing these quotes in here. These things that you can put in. And then, oh yeah, my chat's turned off. Yes, I am doing a Midnight Magic braid, and sorry I missed that for a second there. But Midnight Magic, I'm just showing off the pass there for Dr. Red, who asked back on history when I stopped by there. So yeah, now they give you packs, full-on packs, which is basically $1. You get $1 value out of your $15 pay-in, plus these cosmetics. Now they're giving you these quote things and extra orbs to complete the whole mastery tree, which is just more rewards. And at least with the mastery tree, it's like a pick your own reward kind of system. So you can work on what you want to work on first. You're like, oh, I definitely want the style for this card. I'm going for that. Yeah, it seems every once in a while, besides they give you like this $1 value every so often, they'll just give you straight up give you $2. Just put it where you want to, and it's not just in the form of a pack. The draft token, which is generally has been around I forget how many coins or gems it's been worth, but you get one of those in there. So the value of what you receive, as long as you actually keep on playing and get all the stuff, will equal up to about what you paid in, if not a little bit more out. Of course, how much can you say this stuff is actually worth? Well, it saves you from paying an extra dollar to get that. So the value that you get of it is still it's relative and subjective, but overall, I think the offerings have been pretty good. So yeah, I like the fact that they keep giving you these rewards even after you've completed it. You can just go infinite. So all right, and here's the tree. They do basically do a tree every mastery pass. There's a route for each color of Magic the Gathering. And they're just styles, and they start off from things that are like commons to uncommons. Maybe give you an avatar or sleeve. I think these ones are sleeves. And then they give you like a rare and a mythic that you can earn. And a lot of these on this tree are the really sought after cards you would really want a whatchamacallit of. Like Issa the Hellraiser, dude, this card is bonkers, absolutely bonkers. And if it doesn't become a staple of standard already, it's going to be a staple of standard for the next 3 years it's in rotation. Like your black deck will have no reason to not play this card. So yeah, you can earn this style, and the style basically adds this little, like, you could say like it's different from, since they can't do pure holographic, they can't do pure foiling out. They do this like 3D effect just through like this weird motion stereoscopic. So there are things like missions. Yes, there are things like missions, and I was actually going to get to that next. So I was going over the rewards first, and of course, like, it's pick your own route. But if you play through, if you play enough, and you go out through the whole pass, you will eventually just unlock all of these anyways. But just in case you don't finish it, you at least got what you wanted to get. Now, the way to complete the pass is you get one daily thing, and you can hold up to 3 of them. There's these little daily quests. You hold up to 3 of them at a time. So you don't even have to log in every day to get them. You can log in every 2 or 3 days and wipe these out and get these done. And these are simple. You don't have to win to unlock these. It's something like cast 30 creatures, attack with 45 creatures. This one right here is specifically cast 20 blue or black spells. And usually they're all multicolor. They'll be like cast 20, of color A or color B. It's combinatory. So it's not even like cast 40 of a single color. You'll never get something like that. Most you'll get will be like cast 30 of either or color pair. And then that'll be worth more, be like 750, because it takes just a little bit longer to do. But if you've got a deck that's mono-colored or is either color listed there, you'll blow right through it in a game or 2. Provided you don't lose out the RNG or your opponent just concedes. I've had it where it's like, okay, all I have to do is cast 4 spells and a mono red deck. All I have to do is cast 4 red spells. I'm playing a mono red, and the opponent conceded after my 3rd spell, and I was like, this can't be happening. I gotta wait around for one more match. It was funny. Anyways, there's these daily missions which will give you the most amount of little gold coins, and which is a little free currency, which you have to save up a lot of it. You have to grind up a lot of coins, but they give you. And of course, you see underneath it says 500 gold. It says 500 mastery. So you level up your mastery. It says 1,000 XP here, so I guess it's 1,000 XP per level. And if this thing's going to give you 500, you complete 2 of them. You just gained a level. Trying to sound like Chris Jericho there. And then there's 2 more things you can do. You have 15 daily wins, which will give you so many coins, and after that it'll only give you XP. And then you have weekly wins. So once you win up to 15 times per week. I think the amount of XP gives you dwindles as you go up higher in wins, but it's still a set amount that you can get every week. So yeah, there's daily and even a weekly thing towards grinding up this mastery pass, but that's the only way to complete the mastery pass. If you've done all your dailies, done the daily wins, and you've already completed your XP, then there's nothing else you can do for that day to get any more mastery pass leveling. So the amount of leveling you can do at a time frame is kind of finite, but that's how it works here in Magic. So hope that explained it a lot. If there's any questions, just feel free to ask. And I'll go ahead and move on. Right now, it seems like the alchemy portion of Thunder Junction is here. Alchemy is a format that is... These cards for alchemy are just for Magic Arena, because it has rules and rules and text and stuff that only makes sense and can only be logically kept track of digitally. There's no way you could achieve some of the gameplay that goes on in paper with the way these things are. So these are like digital only cards, which is interesting. It is very interesting. I don't play it that much though. They do some bonkers things, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. Well, let's open up a few packs. Wrist pop feels good. Oh, man. Oh, no, now my arms doesn't want to be settled. Go away, tick. Don't. Good. You don't need to make it perfect. There we go. It went away for the most part. So, beginning of your end step, non-land cards in your hand perpetually. So this is one of these like digital only things. Perpetual effects are not removed from cards that change zones. That means whether that card is in the graveyard, in your hand, in your library, or even in exile, it will perpetually be affected by this thing forever. You can see how that would be so impossible to keep track of. Like, oh, you know, choose a card in your hand. It perpetually gains this creature enters with an extra +1/+1 counter on it. So if you wait like how many turns down the road and then finally get to cast it, and then you're like, oh yeah, I was supposed to do that like 15 turns ago. Whoops, my bad. The game just automatically keeps track of stuff like that. Some cards even come with their own little preset of cards. Like, this card enters the field. Draft an extra card from its spell book. And it'll be like a spell book of like 10 extra cards it could give you. And it only gives you one of those at random. But then it's like you just gained an extra card for free out of nowhere, out of nowhere. So it's kind of hilarious. Again, digital only card. But extra artwork, sometimes extra, I think, story stuff. You can tell what is digital only by the symbol in like the center of the card. Down here, that little symbol in the center, because I can go over to show you, hover over the larger portion. Where it says like A24, you can tell that it's an alchemy only card. I don't know, I'm going into like very explanatory mode, but hey, why not? It gave me back to back the same card. Ha! That's funny. But yeah, we'll just play this nice leader of Lagunitas. 10%er. Terminal Agony. Oh, just destroy target creature. I love that unconditional removal. Don't destroy any non-demons. Destroy only angels. Destroy non-black creature. It's just destroy creature. Bam! Slap it down. Karate chop it like you're Akuma. Weave the Nightmare. Choose one. If you control a non-land permanent you don't own, as you cast the spell, you may choose two instead. What do they mean to hide? Oh my gosh. Oh, do we want to read that rules text? The other ones are simple. Target creature gets -5/-5. That will kill most things. Counter target non-creature spell. Pretty good. A heist. This digital only rule. Look at 3 random non-land cards from target opponent's library. Exile one face down, you may cast it for as long as it remains exiled, and you don't have to worry about your, you may cast it, you may spend mana as though it were mana of any type to cast that spell. You get to just do it. Cast it for free. Relatively free. Unrestricted. You get to cast it without restriction. Or damage to any target. This poor dragon. This dragon could be a lot better. It's not bad. It's okay for limited, but could be better. Brothers War. You know what's funny though? Dr. Red, this Brothers War set, they did it about a year and 3 months ago. And this set was to cover a story that they never had a set on. It was to cover a story that they talked about and mentioned way back at the beginning of the game. Back in their, like, one of their first, I think Antiquities was the second set they ever released. Arabian Nights was the first upgrade set, or expansion set, but the second one I think was Antiquities, which was based around the Brothers' War, but it wasn't a very good in-depth look at the War of the Brothers, the thing that changed the multiverse forever. 35,000 years ago. They did a little mild time travel story, and we got to, like, see, they kind of recreated what would have been like to have been part of, like, the Brothers' War that ravaged the whole plane of Dominaria. Cool stuff. Gotta love the lore. Story is fun. I think I already checked the store for the day. It was just Strixhaven theme stuff. Strixhaven's a magic school, the wizarding school of the multiverse. A card out of place. Pretty much, yeah. There was one brown bordered card, which was cool. They took a bunch of newer stuff that never had a brown border and gave it the old brown border from the old artifacts had. Why did they cancel the story? They did not cancel the story. The story was not canceled. It was just never seen in depth, like in card form. There was a book on it, actually. In fact, I think one of the earliest packs, back when they called it a fat pack. Now they just call it a bundle. But you get a fat pack of cards. You want all these cards, Anyways, the fat packs used to have books in them, and one of the original books was The Brothers' War. So the story already existed. It was a great story. People love it, and it's a bunch of tragedy. And that was the good thing about Magic storyline is they didn't used to be very campy. There were bad endings. There were unfortunate, tragic endings that occurred all the time in Magic the Gathering, so you never knew what was going to happen. Like, every little detail and consequence any character went through felt impactful, consequential, riveting. I mean, for all intents and purposes, the great hero Urza was a bit of a staunch, stoic, mild jerk, but he had his good reasons. But despite all his best efforts, in a couple different ways, he almost kind of lost out every single time. But if he hadn't done anything, the multiverse wouldn't exist like this. It would probably have been conquered, or worse. So it's not like all his actions were for naught, but not all his actions bore fruit. So the writing used to be really, really good. So yeah, story's not canceled. Story actually still continues. There's still a story for practically every set. A lot of the storyline is now more cohesive instead of sometimes separated into different branches. It's more like one cohesive story. They're all kind of intertwined. But the story nowadays is kind of rushed. Rushed and a little campy. Funny, okay, one more clue before going in the game. Phyrexia All Will Be One was a return of the Phyrexians. Phyrexians were originally around back in the Brothers' War. The Brothers' War was because of Phyrexians. Thousands of years, tens of thousands of years later, Phyrexians are back again. And there's a big bunch of stuff that goes on, but it all felt a little rushed. Kind of rushed. And a few fan favorites where we were like, oh, they're actually going to call it fan favorites, actually survived and got reverted. And this, it's like, oh, well, now all that buildup felt kind of inconsequential. I was really hoping that, like, they'd actually hit us right where it hurts. Like, you like that favorite character? Everyone loves the Johnny. Well, he's gone now. Well, no, he's still. Oh, that would have been awesome though if they did. I'm like, I'd hate to lose a Johnny, but it's like, there's consequence and there's impact and permanence in the story. So, dang, what do I do now? All right, I have no idea what to play. There's tons to play, right? Event decks. Do some wins, get stuff, get a cosmetic. Let's hope it's good. So this week's event is Into the Future, the latest set of... Oh, okay, so they just want you to play some of these things that have alchemy cards in them. great card heist. Oh, I see. Vraska and Jace, not alone. I like Vraska and Jace. They're like my favorite romance couple. All the way back from Ixalan. What was that? When was Ixalan? 2017? And they've really jumbled all over the place with this, where like you thought they were gonna ruin the relationship between them, but then like, you know, it's still good. Now it seems they're like the OTP. They both got similar backstories. It's great. I loved watching that. They actually did write that very well enough, I guess. So let's give this a try then. It's a way to play Magic. Midweek Magic. Start. Free little event. Choose your deck. I choose this one. So other than that, I guess I probably would have been playing some of the usual standard stuff. I don't know if I played any more limited right now. You may go for one more draft, but I'm only going to be around for 4 hours. AFK, alright, go have a good BRB. Urabrask versus Jin Gitaxias. Oh boy. Sorry, Jin Gitaxias. There's an extra I in there, but you know. Turn. I know what she does. Ooh. Threshold. The card has to have 7 or more cards, right? Surveil. I don't even know what this deck needs right now. And I drew Seed of Hope. Yeah, we're a deck that has that. So we'll keep it on top. Seed of Hope. They put a permanent in the hand. Okay, so we'll leave the black up. Do Seed of Hope. Ooh. We need Hedge Maze. Just come out and show a player draw a card. When draw your 3rd card in turn. Oh, geez. Mox Emerald. Why? I want to put this card in my hand. This seems stupid busted. It used the other green source? Oh. Arena. I wanted to keep the black source available for cut down, but I guess it's the same difference. It's kind of warm this room. I should open the door just so it wants better airflow. Having only one window open isn't going to cut it, you know. Oh boy, I can't cut that thing down. What does this card do? What is that? Perpetually gains haste. Oh, it's power 4. Dude, I just 1 of 3. Jeez. I need time to read. 3/3 death. This thing becomes 4/4. We'll just put out the Emerald Collector. Hit for 1. And then the turn. Teferi. Actually, it might not be Teferi, that's a different artwork thing, but still, nice sleeve. What did you miss? Not much. I think you left at the beginning of the match. And, funny enough, I'm doing one of the... My avatar is one of the 5 Phyrexian Praetors. There's one Praetor for every color. With, what's her face? Elish Norn, the White Wolf Praetor, kind of being in the lead. So I like the red dude. Professor likes the blue dude. Go figure. I like the red dude because there's flavor text. That gains haste. Basically did not everything that you wanted. And cut down. Yeah, there's something I can do about here. There's nothing but blue? Wrong. Sometimes he's mostly blue. But also, Jin Cataxius does do everything the professor likes to do. He studies everything inside out, he dissects things. Like, he is surgical and precise. And I say that's super fitting. Professor will do things that are, yeah, blue-white, blue-red. And sometimes he'll also do red-white. He also is very good at, white weenies, as it's called. And the whole point of a white weenie deck is that it's a bunch of low-costed creatures. It's a mono white deck, and all the creatures are low in cost, only costing 1, 2, or 3. So they're all small. They're weenie cards. They're itty-bitty tiny cards as compared to green's 6-mana monsters. Jace didn't do anything. Not really. Oh, I should have kept this open unless they pay to. I haven't even milled any. Attack with 2. It's fine. I drew an island. Hooray! But yeah, Professor does all but blue. But he's the best at it. And I've played some of I played that mono blue deck, and he enjoyed it so much, and I'm like, oh, this deck is really good. And so every once in a while it reminds me of a blue-green deck. I love me about blue-green. It can be so... They do surprisingly odd things out of nowhere you don't expect. I like that. Anyways, blue guy is the blue guy and the red guy. Jin Cataxius is precise, surgical, methodical. Herbrask, the flavor text that he's quoted for, that I like. He, runs Battlefield using 10 boom with... Do I want to... They're fine doing this. They're just going to keep drawing cards. Blocks. I don't want to see what they do. Let them do stuff. Let them be. I don't need the block. Blocking wants that. Also, return the 2 dark creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. 2 non-creature, non-land cards. That's weird. That's very weird. I'm gonna press this. I'm gonna plot this other card for free. And I'm gonna make this guy go in. I win for 4 damage. Draw me a card. Or trade. I'm fine with you trading. So the flavor text. Oh yeah, so since Herbrask is in control of the furnace of Phyrexia, he's in control of the furnace, which is really close to where the Mirren resistance is. Sometimes the Mirren resistance will just, they'll scurry and skitter around the furnace, and some of the priests of Herbrask will be like, "Yo, the Mirrens are scurrying about over there," and they'll be like, "So what do you want us to do?" And he'll be like, let him be. He'll be real chill about it. He's like, let him be, whatever. And this deck got the nuts draw and curve. He'll be like, just let them be. Now, that doesn't mean Urbrask lets them go and do whatever they want. If any Mirrans, you know, are doing anything too much, or they are getting too close to certain areas, he'll be like, take them out. But for the most part, he'll just be like, let him be, whatever. Because he disagrees with, like, having all the rules and this and that placed on him. The red mana from Mirrodin, when it got to the certain Phyrexian forces like Urbrask and him being the Red Praetor, there was a new sense of freedom that the Phyrexians didn't normally have. Phyrexians were all like a hive mind. But now that there's a sense of freedom within the forces of Phyrexia, that made Urbrask the rebel, where he's like, yeah, we kind of go along with living as Phyrexians, but they're still going to be free. And that's why he lets lots of Mirrans, he just like, let them be. He's like, they're not doing anything to us right now. Like, they're not overtly doing something. Like, whatever, let it go. Don't make it a big deal. So I really like Urbrask. I really, really like him. He also always has haste. Every incarnation he has, he's hasty. He does things. I think the only time he didn't have haste was in his latest card, where it's just called Urbrask. Because usually Urbrask, the Hidden. Urbrask, something or other. I can't remember the other name. But the latest one was Urbrask, and it's like whenever you cast a spell, he like plinks for 1 damage and then does this or that. Really interesting. That's why I like Urbrask. And that's the difference between like the red Praetor and the blue Praetor. And you can tell me if that seems rather fitting or not. I'll wait on Seed of Hope. I can wait for that during your end step, right? Pass. What does this card do? Is your one for X and... Oh, it enters with the +1/+1 counters. Begin for it to be made. Oh, draw cards off a removing counter. Okay, so that's kind of my hand. Dude. Why do I have 2 Jaces? Why is there double JC Jace? I guess I'll make this X equals 1. I can have a 1/2 human. Hooray! So how did I get into Magic the Gathering? Interestingly enough, the last time the Praetors were around, the first, and the only other previous time they did a Phyrexia set. New Phyrexia back in 2011 was when I got into Magic. Yeah, actually, I'll draw a card. Yay, glad I drew a card. The Marsh. I guess I gotta tap that down, attack for him. What's this guy? Let me collect my thoughts and I will get back into how I got into Magic real quick. Exactly when it gets plotted. So, tell you what. We will X equals 2 here. I think we better just kind of keep drawing cards, no attack. It says Skull. Okay. So I got the Magic back around. I was introduced to Magic back in 2010. I always knew of the card game. I always knew of its existence, but I didn't know anything about it, how it worked. And because I already interacted with card games like Yu-Gi-Oh, I interacted with Yu-Gi-Oh first, and then I interacted with Pokemon TCG. But the whole thing about counters and this, that, damn, I don't know what I was doing with either of those card games. And when I heard about Magic, I thought it was going to be just as complicated, if not more complicated. Even though it had a bit more of like a grittier setting. in terms of let me see something here. Decline, because I can get it for 2. Is it worth plotting? +3/+2, that wouldn't be enough to get past. I can just hear. You get tapped down. Plotted. Yeah, put on the big dude. I can keep a blocker. That's fine. So 2010. 2010. Friends want to like, oh, let's talk about Magic. You know, I'm always really like let's talk about playing this card game. Let's play this cool card game. I'm like, might as well. Like I know nothing about Pokemon TCG. Never did anything with it. I don't know about Yu-Gi-Oh. Both of those were, I just couldn't understand them. So then when it came time to okay, let's try a Magic one. I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. And yeah, I was sitting around, I was there with an Ethan and a Mike and a Chris. May or may not be the real name. But, and I sat down there, like, they each had, like, I don't know if the other two had pre-existing decks, but one had built a couple of extra decks, and he handed me one. He's like, here's this blue-green one. I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, but, you know, they kind of guide me through. You know, you draw one thing per turn, you play a land, your lands are your ways to cast. They give you specific colors, and use those specific colors to cast things, you know. And he was like, oh, okay, this is more straightforward than I thought. I'm kind of getting it, I think. Kind of, sort of.
Now I must step out of the shadow.
So, and then my first deck I played was a blue-green deck, and it was like, hey, go hey, you know, this land taps for green, this land taps for blue. So you have to use this in certain ways to pay for something that might have green and cost 1. Or this thing specifically might need both a blue and a green. I'm like, oh. So through that little bit of like everyone was taking it easy and you just kind of go through some motions that really helped me understand how to play. It's like, oh, that's cool. And there's things like snakes and wizards, and dragons, and you know, you can dipsy doodle, and some things are straightforward, just pure pow, 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 and other things are like do shifty, you know, ooh, what's actually going on kind of thing. You never really know. I'm like, okay. You can be really strategical and cunning and sneaky, or you can be outright aggressive, powerful. Like there was more than one way to play the game, and I'm like, this is pretty cool. And then eventually, so after that, it was maybe a little while later before I got to play more Magic. But it turns out, at that time frame, the Scars of Mirrodin block had just come out, unbeknownst to me. So a little bit of time later, a little shop called Nerd Haven opens up. Go up there, build my first Magic deck. You know, it's absolutely awesome. And then from there, it's just like, oh, meet other people who like it. Play it some more, learn more about it, play some more. And just, you know, it snowballs over time. play a new format, play this or that, and that's how I got into Magic. Friends helped me get into it. Then the lore became cool, and then it's like, oh, there's a whole world of this. There's story, and there's the story behind every card, and every card from each set is a whole different world. The idea that everything came from a different world is what I thought was really, really nifty. Two target creature. I don't know any creatures, oh. So, it was a combination of things. The gameplay. Aren't there entire novels? Yes, there are. There are entire novels and books. That there is. So the fact that these cards could do really cool, interesting things, and the way you play the game is you just read the card and just do what it says. And this is way more straightforward than I thought. So it was easier to kind of play and understand, but it turns out the skill ceiling is a lot higher. So there was a lot of history and lore to get into. That helped me really enjoy the game a lot more. Just having all that extra like story and stuff to just like delve into. So for people who like lore and this and that, that really did lots of wonders. Now, the funny part is I've never read any of the books. I've only ever read the story that was in the form of the articles they put online. I did read some story, but I've never read any of the books. But I've read the like online Magic Story articles for a good like almost 10 years, and I kind of stopped. So yeah, my travel through Magic took a lot of different. Took many different twists and turns, and learning here, playing there, losing here, making a deck that actually did pretty well. When I did a bunch of homework to like, I'm like, oh, I brewed up this deck, and it actually was pretty cool. And the deck I brewed was in a circle, so to speak, though it kind of looped things. But most people who played the deck that had a specific card I played, they would usually do a ladder. They would like basically go from small creature to larger creature. They would work their way towards a large, creature that would impact the field. But me, I did things in a small circle so I could get this, like, oh, I still get this back, it's a small thing, loop thing, and then try to like get in with a bunch of small creatures. A mile to go wide, so I did things a little bit different. And I think it worked out pretty well. It was cool. So by the time I'd played enough to where I had made my own deck on my own, no research, no online, nothing, I felt really solidified, and I, kind of competed with it. That was a nice feel. Where are we at here? They're gonna hit me for 4 in the air, 5 in the air automatically. Nothing has trample. Okay. I don't care if I'm gonna hit you for 3. That really helped make me stay a Magic player for a long time. When you play a game and enjoy it, you keep playing it. It's the law of the West. Oh, I love that old school droopy dog joke. That's probably the best droopy episode, anyways. Never was a great troublemaker, Professor. Four, five, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, I'm gonna block you, Marchesa. The rest would totally walk around with this like water golem. Rocky water golem? My golem was made of bowls and water. This deck is bruh. This deck isn't doing anything. So, question then, to return the favor there, Dr. Red. What got you into Pokemon TCG? How long have you been at it? What got you into it? For me, like I said, for me it was friends, and then getting to seek a new horizon. There was always something new to adventure towards and achieve and learn and understand. Ooh. Good do. Sewer. Put that land away. Just put it. Ship it to the graveyard. Huh. Feature. Messenger. See, I played a little bit of the online version too, thanks to Professor Pete over at Top Deck Cards and Games. When there was a bit of a lull in Magic the Gathering, I'm like, you know what? Because I've been watching others always play Pokemon over there, and I'm like, there were some things that were good, and others had started playing it. They're like, it's basically like Legacy Light. It's almost like playing Legacy. And I'm like, I love playing Legacy in Magic, so playing like a slower Legacy over in Pokemon, sure, sign me up. Pete described a few things about it, and I played in the one thing they have a professor, the pre-release. I played on pre-release, but I have a professor. I was like, man, this game is pretty cool. I wish I didn't suck at it. Wait, huh? As long as you control exactly one creature, that creature has... Oh. This is... Okay, okay. There's freeze for playing for numerous reasons. Got them with your studies. Ah, I see, I see. Calculate stress release. Interesting. You realize because you were so into it, you had something to say, so you started a YouTube channel. Nice! That's a pretty cool story, man. That's really awesome. No, all I have are slow lands. Yeah, we'll put it in. We'll bin that. Tail swipe. Oh, hark. You guys are just gonna automatically win. This is dumb. Deck's outrightly powerful. Like, this deck is always ends up being outrightly powerful, and this deck doesn't do anything. Thanks. Oh yeah, no problem, man. Brings up though that it always is interesting to hear someone's humble beginnings with something, and then where they go with it from there. So I've been to land just to draw land. Wow. Yeah, I guess we'll Jace. Pretty cool that you ended up collecting them. I had some cards, but I never officially collected them. It was really cool to have that Machamp, that original like release box that had the Machamp in it. It was real cool to have that. Gave mine away at some point though. Not all of them, but a good portion of them. Mom saying stuff. No, history, right? You have a first edition copy of that holographic Machamp. I don't know whatever happened to that holographic Machamp. I think I did give a lot of cards to my cousins who actually did have. Oh, so you had it from the box? Nice. You had that pre-con set. Me too. That was awesome. I can make it counter unless they pay 3. They still have 3. Son of a gun, man. What about that? Hit. Okay, so I put the counters on, and then I have to pay 4. Okay, no, this will work. Repulsive mutation. I want to use this card in standard. X equals 3. Okay, so we're gonna put 3 counters on this creature, and then we'll counter the spell unless they pay mana equal to the highest power among creatures I control. So they have to pay 4 or it's countered. They only have 3 mana, they can't pay it. So it's automatically countered. It actually worked out better than I thought it was going to. I have to discard a card. Huh. Carrier Strix. And now I'll pay 4 or 5. Huzzah! course, this card over here, this enchantment, stop me 2 cards at random from my deck. But yeah, that first edition copy. That thing was cool. I wish I knew how to play back then. They left? They're done? What? Why? Did they have no cards left in hand or something? I mean, I guess we'll take it. We get a free card and got some rewards done. What's my card? Knight of Errant Eos. Knight Errant of Eos. I'm sorry. All wrong. So, I'm gonna read through your story again, though. You actually collected them. So, okay, when you say you lost interest in the second generation, did you lose interest around the time frame of the second gen of the video game? Like, so right around 1999, 2000, when Gold and Silver came out, is when you stopped collecting the cards? Or is there, like, a different, quote, set of generations for the Pokemon cards? And you didn't interact with Pokemon TCG all the way until your first year of doctoral study. Huh. I see. It just didn't do it for you there, then and there, at that point in time. I see. I get it. Okay, cool. Meanwhile, I love Gold. That was like one of my favorite things. You've been lurking? Nothing wrong with lurking, man. You're getting that free entertainment. Look at that background noise. You know, like I have no idea what these guys half in the grave are talking about, but it sure is passing the time while I not pay attention and keep focus on Master Chief Doom Mons. Working at making non-streaming YouTube videos. Not really, and if I were to make them, they'd only be like channel skits. Kind of like the intro video to this channel is. I've wanted to make more like those skit-like videos that are like the intro video to this channel, but I never got to, unfortunately. It's better just take a turn off. In that. Don't need the Blooming Marsh because we already played the third land. Yeah, famous quote. $2,000. Monopoly sucks. And then follow that up with the Crash Bandicoot one. Do. Slam down the nitro. Perfect. I'm too glad Tune and I thought of that though. They didn't really do anything. They're just like, land pass. Weird. So I would have liked to, like, on occasion make a comedy skit thing, but other than that, I don't have an interest in making like specific video content. Maybe if I were to have if there were to be a channel editor who would tackle, maybe take any of my streams and like do like those condensed like best of moments of a single stream, or do this or that. Like RT Game will have a single stream about this game, and his stream would probably be like 6 hours long, but then his video might only be like 40 minutes. So like a thing like that would probably be fun on the channel, but I'm not gonna do it myself. So if there's an editor, something like that, you know, a particular person who wanted to undertake that, she's like, I'm gonna do that. Well, I'm not gonna stop you from doing that. You do that. Go do that. Return our graveyard for the spells kicked. An opponent's graveyard into your hand. I'll go for this plus the kicker. I don't care. See what it gives us. They might just go, ooh, counterspell. The Prodigy and you do everything one takes, so no editor needed. Well, I mean, if you prepare your script, you know, like, you don't have to do that, right? But we had to take all those extra clips, like all those extra video game snippets that we did on purpose, and then I did edit them together. That was a lot of fun. I would like to do more edit stuff like that, but yeah, I would stick to a more comedy route. Anyways, where were we? The fact that I actually landed on Boardwalk when filming that. I'm not certain if you if you recall the thing or not. There's a little tidbit about that. We're gonna put this out. Well, Terry Defiance. Base constructed a mental vault deep in his consciousness as Phyrexia closed in. Oh. Comment? Okay, yeah. Because Toon actually made a comment on the video. Good. I'm glad he did. Because the storyline behind that is, yeah, we were gonna like, okay, I'm gonna like move 8 spaces, like no matter what I roll, like, you know, because even Toon thought at first, I was like, dude, I'm just gonna roll, and then I'm gonna move the spaces, and we'll do the thing. He's like, all right, cool. And lo and behold, what I rolled was the exact amount of spaces I was like, okay, we'll say I move 8 spaces and land on Boardwalk. I actually rolled an 8. I didn't even need to, but I did. Let's see here. Where are we at? My turn. Oh, wait, cancel. They said they wanted to counter the thing, counter non-creature spell. They do all their stuff? That's so weird. Oh yeah, I could just do X equals 1. I don't even care. Put a plot on that. It isn't doing much. Anyways. I recorded a Monopoly video. So yeah, put things in order. I did not have to roll the 8. I was gonna automatically move 8 spaces, but I ended up, out of all the combinations, all the permutations, I rolled an 8, which I technically was gonna move that amount of spaces anyway. So the fact that I even rolled something that I was going to do is kind of funny. Three cards in hand. I'll pass the turn. We'll see what they do. So the Monopoly video is the intro video to the channel. So Dr. Red, if you want to see the whole Monopoly thing, it's that quick little skit of just, you know, Monopoly sucks. Go check out the intro video to this channel. It should be featured main, and hopefully it should still show up for you, even if it's not the first time you visited the channel. Gosh, get rid of these effects. What's going on here? What's the original thing? Oh, go for the throat. Killed the zombie before it resolves. Their card went to my graveyard? That's crazy. Right, Brayden, thank you, Brayden, for on that. It's like, yeah, the video is called Let the Games Begin. Forsaken Miner. Now I wouldn't mind drawing land. Oh yeah, board flip, table flip, yeah. Good stuff, right? Good damage. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Plus, we figured it'd be funnier and meta, make more sense if it was me who was the one doing the table flip. With taking 5. Me too. Tramp getaway. Interesting alchemy card. Well, opponent got mad. All right then. Farewell, opponent. Farewell. We can sit back and revel in our victory. I'm gonna do that old droopy cartoon. One character that's laughing.
You know what? That makes me mad.
I out attrition the opponent. There you go. There's a control victory for you, Red. Done in black, blue, and green, but there you go. A win nonetheless, ironically enough. There is such a mid-range format called there's a mid-range deck called Big Red. And it's basically a red deck, a mono red deck that doesn't play aggro cards. It plays a curve out scheme that, you know, plays a rather super, really fair form of Magic. The most player interactive, balanced form of Magic. It's just called Big Red. So if you're not playing aggro red, you're playing Big Red. You will play a spell that costs 4 or 5 or 6, and it will impact the field. It will be powerful and potent, but you wait your time. Be careful with what you do beforehand. You cast things that blap this for 3 damage. Maybe take control this, and there's so many odds and ends to it. But Big Red can be the way to go. It's a mid-range deck, and mid-range leans somewhere between aggro control. It's a slower form of beat your opponent out by beating them in the face, while also doing this or that, you know? Dude, opponent top deck something. They went through all that, just top deck something and thinking they're gonna win. Dude, they're mathing it out. And they're like, oh, I'm gonna win. I guess the truth is they probably are going to, considering the amount of lands they have. Pass to attackers. They top deck something. They're not gonna? Let's see what I get. Turn to 2 target creatures. It sought me 2 Jesus. Dude, nice. 3, 2 black sources, and I can do. What is it? We're gonna start with this. I still get the effect. That's hilarious. This card, Jace. I still get the effect from this treasure being dual to mine. That's amazing. Five. I'm going to choose a card from my graveyard. Draw a card. Fine, don't need it. I'm confused. Oh, because it's a 3/2. Okay, sure. Somehow, haven't exactly won yet, but okay, they play the land. Dude, they still won out, actually. No way. This person spent all their time mising. Could you believe that? Good game? Nah, man. You left. I'm gonna tell you good game. Used up all their timeouts. Maybe they got disconnected and they weren't mising. I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, that was a win in our book because they used up all their timeouts, and they didn't have to. Especially as soon as we gained the upper hand. Well, that just goes to show you. Don't quit out, right? Make certain that if you're actually going to lose, don't give up until you've actually ascertained 100% you've lost. Because that person, I have no idea if they mised or not. Yeah, always play to your outs. That person almost didn't play the rest, so I don't know if they were mising on purpose, or it seems like they may have just got disconnected. That was crazy. Their top deck won them the game. Nutty. Absolutely freaking nutty. I should try one of the other decks. Sanctum. Pass. What? So, okay. Well, we're gonna pass. I'm like, I'm playing a creature. No, I'll just do 4 mana. 4 mana. Big creature. Yeah, sure. Pay 3 life. I'll take a one-time payment of 3 life to not take more than 3 damage from that creature. Okay, and pass. Typically they say bolt the bird, but they probably have a land in hand. What we'll do is we'll let them cast them and then we'll bolt their bird. It only costs 3 mana. 1 of each. Ugh. Yucky, icky. I was right, they only have 1 thing. Okay, so they would have been able to cast that for 4 nice. Resolve. Yeah, haha. Ward 2. Or Ward 1? Wait, no, the thing isn't out yet. Oops. It's starting to drizzle. Fade your out. Ba ba moo moo ba ba. What are you trying to say? Now, just what are you trying to say? Play to your outs, you darn fool. Play to your outs. Analyze the pollen. Just double check. Okay. Hold that thing. Egg action. That'd do me anything. Same mana value as chosen? To seek exactness? That's really strange. Two, discard one. It specifically will seek me non-lands. I need lands. Fudge. Welcome back. Congratulations, you made a 6/6 jerk face, McGee. It could be becoming non-taku engulfer. But like, deck isn't gonna do anything though. No blocks. Any like other outlets to like win in this deck? I guess the best thing would be like play this card and then play Vraska. That would definitely be the way you want to do it, but this thing is forever going to be a 6/6. Oh, jeez. Alchemy cards are stupid. Alright, I guess I should go play one of the better alchemy decks and just win so I get the cosmetic and get out of here. I'm going to play something else for the final hour. They even like play test these decks to see that they're all of equal relative power level or not? I'm gonna go with no. Probably gonna do tail swipe on my 0/1 anyways, so you know what the point of that is. Really? Like, of all the things? Okay, we get it. I can't win. That's nice. Oh yeah, I'm glad they posted Discord. I was sitting there, I'm thinking about it, I'm like, this is what constitutes as aggro in Pokemon, doesn't it? I was like, yeah, I kind of like this deck. I really like the feel of it. I'm like, all right, I have to break away and go create control, aggro players divide instead of the other way around. They really do have tail swipe. Dear gosh, what the heck, man? you say good game? Dude, I wish I could report these people. Don't say good game when you're the winner, man. Be humble in your victory, just go, okay. You know, move on. If the loser wants to say good game, then you go ahead. But there's clearly no point to playing this deck I'm playing. Okay, yeah, this deck literally doesn't do anything. What? What? How many lands are in here? 25. You gave players a 25 land deck that doesn't do anything? Even outrightly, all these other decks do other things. Good. This quote ferocious 4. Breakheart Ice did some stuff too. Still won out. Uno de Ledo. The Antifax. Okay. Guess I'll still try playing this one more time, but and you're like, what? I don't understand the point of this deck. Often don't know a land from this card. I'll give it a try anyways, but I don't get it. There's no point to wait to go late game. You pause without... Don't you hate when that happens? Dude, earlier when I was watching your stream... Oh, I needed to counter that. Oh, I'm so annoyed. Well... Anyways, while I was watching your stream, I'm sitting there and I typed out a message, and as soon as I was done typing out, YouTube just rewound the video like halfway through. It was like, we were like 40 minutes in, an hour in, and it just went boop, right back to the middle, and I'm like, what? Thanks, YouTube. All because I typed a message, but you pause without realizing it. Man, I hate when that happens. Done before at so many streams, yours, Aiden's, so many other people. So I'm just sitting there, I'm like, hold up, something's odd. Wait, I heard that message however long ago, and I looked, I'm like, why is it rewound? I didn't do anything. It's just like, boop. Go backwards in time is what it says. Draw a card in this card. What does this even help? What does this even do? fast, gain 2 health, and we'll see what happens. I can repulsive mutation for X equals 1 and make them, I don't know, let's say pt6. Cast something. Cast it! Cast something, I dare you! Cast it, you fiend! Come on! Click your buttons. Click your lands. I have had to do that a lot for Braden. I'm like, hey Braden, you double check that you're all, fast forward, you're on time, you're all caught up. Heck, even over here, Aiden had, he's like, oops, I was behind by like 5 minutes. I'm like, dude, bro, did you hear what happens? Also, shouts to you, Aiden. I'm glad that you chose to do something good for yourself. Oh, I know you've had a rough week, nearly 2 weeks, but pulling through. You realize that, hey, you gotta do your own things. It isn't just this or that, so. I think right now it's better than how much demand they have. I'm gonna counter that, like, dude, no. Pure counters. Where'd they get the extra mana? Huh? They have a treasure token? They had a why didn't he see the treasure token? Fucking sucks. X equals 0. Confirm. Damn. Still do a thing and make you counter, but man, I guess I should have started with that. Unless you pay whatever. I guess since I actually had full mana, so I would have been X equals 2. Like, what? And you still gain advantage for super friendly? How? Grade 8. That's... what the... This Naya deck is the most broken thing. They give you like, here's 5 decks, but this is the only one that's worth playing. That's so bad. Like, what? It's like, whenever you attack with creatures, create a treasure token, which allows you to cast a thing for 1 mana. Like... oh, what? There was no testing. 0 testing when they assembled these. 5 decks, and the only one worth playing is this one. This thing is clearly leaps and bounds ahead of the others. I'm gonna try and beat that. I'm not gonna sit down and just play the quote best deck. Though I want to say there is one thing I could have done different, and that would be have played the other counter spell first. Because I actually would have been able to make X equals 2, and then my guy's a 7/6, and they have to like pay 7 mana. That would have been the way to go. But will we still have a game after that? I don't know which Stalker's Frenzy, but we'll see. I get the early Silent Extraction, which is basically... it's not Mana Leak. What's the other one? Mana Quench? Something dumb. It's not Force Spike, but it's not Mana Leak. You're saying that one time you were like 9 minutes behind. I want to say, I recall there was a couple times for you, Braden, where it was like, oh, you didn't, you commented on something that was like, that was a couple minutes ago. Ironically enough, I'm making a comment about something many minutes later after the fact, but I'm not behind on anything. But it was always funny to be like, wow, man, that was a couple minutes ago. You all, I'm like, it'll be a couple minutes before you hear me say, hey, I think you're behind. And I think lo and behold, like 9 minutes later, you're like, oh, I am real. Anyways, good memories. But my playstyle tonight, I think it's been okay. It's been okay considering I don't know all the cards. I didn't bother to read all of them. I didn't bother to study all of them per deck. I'm like, let's just delve into it and get a general idea of what the deck is kind of supposed to sort of be like. Land, I guess we want to try and keep every land we can get and discard other cards. There is a 25 land deck. Alright, they got 3 mana and we got a spell that says counter unless they pay 2. So we want to hope they either spend 2 or all 3 of their mana. And then go, no! That's what blue is supposed to do. I probably should have just sucked up and put this thing in the graveyard. I'm not used to putting things in the graveyard, I have to admit that. I'm not used to self-mill. And I drew a line off the top. The only thing in my graveyard is what? Oh, I left it on top. That's right. I did leave it on top. I didn't put it in the graveyard. I left it on top. Silly me. I'm gonna plot this guy. With a whole turn off, you can do something for turn. I get to cast this guy for free and then do other things. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Now we get to cast this 5-mana creature for free because we spent 1 turn paying 4 for it instead. Yeah, the playstyle overall has been pretty good. Last turn I made a mistake. On things. So I did make 1 mistake, but overall I think my playstyle was pretty good. And then the match before that, the person they just won. They top deck a thing, they won. It happens. Oof. Cast this. Yeah. I can hold mana open. But I'm not gonna. And we'll pass turn. Then we'll see if we can mill 2 cards. And I might just leave 2 cards there and not even care. We'll see. We'll see. I guess if this thing does mill me a land, I can make this guy a big 3/4. Not too bad. Ossification? Yeah, sure. You're gonna ossify the big dude. Why? Oh, that's the white-black deck. Okay, fair enough. The white-black deck has ossification. I was about to say if the Naya deck has ossification. Okay, but I can get them back, so. Okay, I can't get that dude back. Beat. Dude, they're both Botanical Sanctum? That's so bogus. So we'll put this guy out though. And we'll just wait. We will wait. Boy, who gave the white black deck all the removal cards? They should have just given this deck more Bitter Triumph, like instead of Cut Down, because nothing in any of these decks can be cut down. Pointless. Oh gosh, you know what? The guy who's kind of become the second command for card design. Gavin Verhey. He's an okay dude. But he recently had a video talking about Ward. He's like, you know, the now controversial Ward, when they originally created Ward, they were like, dude, we created Ward as basically like a better hexproof, a more interactable hexproof that, like, you know, it's not as strong as hexproof, and it became stronger than hexproof. When you have ward, counter a spell unless you pay 3 life. It's basically hexproof with upside. And they put it on everything, and they make it stupid. It's like, ward is just better than hexproof ever was. I don't know what to do, though. Guess I just make a big dude. Blue and 4. Make a big old blocker, wait my turn. Hope for the best, I guess. But in the video, I didn't finish watching it. I think he was going to talk about the future of Ward. And I hope they're going to start rethinking, revamping, or just completely getting rid of Ward. Just bring back Hexproof. They rarely put Hexproof on anything anyways. And creatures with Hexproof could usually still be countered. You could still... They would often not have Trample. You could just put out a 1/1 Death Touch blocker. The amount of ways you can interact with a Hexproof creature was limited, yes. But you could still do things. Now with Ward, you basically get Hexproof plus. Do I want to draw? Nah. Just wait the game out, I guess. I'll discard. No text, doesn't matter. But yeah, my opinion on Ward. You can still interact with the card, yeah. Like I'm gonna pay 2 mana and 3 life to interact with 1 card. That they might still just cast a spell anyways to protect it. What? They basically get like, oh, I protected my creature and I made you do extra for it. I made you pay 2 extra mana just to lose in the end. Wow. Is there a Mox in every deck? Because there's a card in my deck that makes a Mox. Ooh. There's a triumph. Did forget to cast the one thing, but it doesn't matter. Post combat main phase. Wow. There, I guess just put creatures in the field. Okay, let's put the bird down. And see if I can just start doing draw discard. Tap down your land. No attacks. Pass. We'll wait. We'll wait to see. Oh, they get a gain life. Someone of those. Of course, because of Malia. Yeah. You may choose your attackers. Just that. Oh, smart. No block. Hit me for 1 damage. 1 damage. I'm getting rid of this thing because it's a light blanket death toucher. It's annoying. That you're black-white, they probably don't have a way to... Oh, black-white could have a way to save it, they could also recur it. We're gonna attack with just the 3-2 because they're not gonna block. They're looking at their hand. Wow. They're actually gonna cast something to like protect it. Okay, she's a 3-3, so I can't do cut down anyways. They actually had a combat trick. Pacific. That's nice. As the old saying goes, must be nice. Let me guess, you're targeting my 4-5. That's cool. Hey, Arena, don't you think of enough matches where you should just give me the free win? Like you normally do for people? Could you at least balance your, your trial decks? Frickin' sheesh. Okay. They're like, oh, I gotta make a theme deck. And it has to feature plenty of jests and Nebraska. No, I never said I actually had to be good or do things. I guess the point of this deck is just self-heal everything. Cathartic operation. It was a quiet moment and a heavy one. It was full of all they had lost and the hope they had despite it all. Jace and Frasco are still good. Yay! But a Johnny should be dead. Faith's Fetters. Really? 2 ossifications and a Fetters and this? Dear gosh, man. Plus, how many other kill spells? This is actually a perfectly crafted black-white deck. I'm not too mad about it. I just wish this deck was good. Why does the Naya deck get to be the best deck? Why are the other decks actually decent? Why did the deck not do a single thing? Just goes to show that they hired, I'd like to remind everybody, that Wizards of the Coast hired professional Magic the Gathering players to help them playtest things, and it still hasn't done a damn thing. Then again, I guess that brings in the question, like, if they hired different people to be their playtesters, would the results be different? I have no idea if this is supposed to be good or not. We might as well try. On every other hand, we made a better shuffler. Perhaps having a certain amount of shuffle mutations does help. Of course, it's a 1/1. Can't do anything else right now. I might as well just put the bird and, like, I will trade the bird to block. I will block your merfolk with my bird. You're perfectly fine, like, using a thing to keep your creature. Alright, they thought they were bluffing. I called their bluff. In Pokemon TCG, you cannot attack, evolve, or play a supporter card. And that is for the person who is on the play rather than on the draw. On the draw has no restrictions, but on the play has restrictions, correct? For Pokemon TCG? One pass in case I can counter either way. Oh, this is my only counter spell. So, while you're typing out your answer to confirm what I said, in Magic the Gathering, the only difference is whoever is on the play does not draw a card on their first turn. That is it. If you play first, you don't draw on your first turn, and in any other turn, they do the compulsory draw at the beginning of the turn. Don't recall. You didn't hear me at first. Okay. Yeah, even the person who plays first draws first in Pokemon, right? You're around a bit and what I said. Oh, okay, I see. Turn 1 going first, turn 1 going second. Okay. So what's the difference between turn 1 going first and turn 1 going second? I mean, I did play the one thing, whatchamacallit, but kind of forget the differences. Turn 1 donk. Right. So the restrictions of if you are turn 1 go first, you can attack, evolve, or play a supporter card. But if you go turn 1 go second, you are allowed to do basically everything that you're normally allowed to do. Where are we at here? Next to combat, let's see. Oh, I actually don't have a black source yet. I'll just concede. I'm not getting out of this one. I'm also a little distracted. Okay, so it's known as going first, going second. Protocol's avatar and the occasional evolve this mon now ability, which even at rare candy doesn't get around. Current evolve now on Spira. I see. Everyone knows on Spear, but no one cares. Okay, so I see now. I get it. Going first, when you go first, you've already had your creature out. Have gone through a whole rotation of turn. Now you're allowed to evolve. Whereas if you go second, you still have to wait until your next rotation of turn to evolve. I see. So if they don't turn 1 donk you, you could counter turn 1 donk them. Huh. Correct. Okay, yeah. That's weird. It's mildly confusing and why I didn't get into card games at the beginning. When I take the moment to sit down and kind of understand the conceptualization behind things, the little nuances, I kind of get it. Hard to get at first, though. The bonus for going second is attacking immediately. And you get to play the supporter. Yeah, I get that. That's how I won with the Maridon deck that I played. I was like, dude, these cards, I was thinking of making a Psychic. I'm like, I like this Mewtwo card. I want to figure out how to make a Psychic Elect deck. And, Monster Professor. It's like, oh, okay. So that's why I was able to, of course, attack right away. Already kind of forgot the base rules. That helps me confirm. And hopefully, donked by Lost Run is a Cramorant. Ouch, man. Yeah, that's interesting that there are different odds and ends between whether you go first or go second in Pokemon. In Magic, it's just if you go first, you don't draw. You do not compulsory draw. That's it. That's the only trade-off. Again, because you're allowed to go first, you're allowed to get set up right away. So you don't draw, you have to deal with your 7 cards. But the player who's on the draw and technically goes second, they get an 8th card and then get to interact and play otherwise. So they get that 1 card advantage. So they changed the rule only in 2020, so it's relatively recent, but it's been almost 4 years. Wow. Oh, how's it already 1:26? Boy, that half an hour passed by fast. All right, well, I don't want to get locked here and playing midweek Magic. That mid deck I was playing. Tiny Bones. I don't know if the deck I was playing with it actually wants to do a thing. Oh, hey, look, I gained a mastery. Let's try and get... No, I don't... They're like, oh, go green. No. Confirm. Thank you. Click the thing. Don't just unconfirm it. Confirm it. Done. Home. I did all the dailies, though, but I've only won once today. That's... Wow. Quick Draft Dominaria. Ooh, I don't know about that. Sealed is still available. Gosh, I wish I could. I'm not doing a draft. I might wait a little bit while for another draft, see what rotates back in. That's the cool thing about drafts is older sets can be rotated back in. I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna play normal old standard, ranked, best of 3, standard. And I don't know what I'm gonna try and play. You know, we were talking about Professor earlier. Let's try mono blue. That would require a decent amount of resources, Braden. Because it's like I'd have to use up draft tokens, and each draft also could cost an amount of gems or coins. Gems is the IRL real currency in this game. So an amount, 100 gems is $1. I guess half a dollar. Let's double check. 200 per pack. I guess 100 gems is 50 cents. Because 1,000 gems is $5. Everything's half a penny. Anyways. I would not mind doing a draft only night because there is a channel I like to watch. Well, the guy, his name is Jim Davis, and he moved all his draft content over to Bronze to Mythic, where he would literally draft only, run the account from Bronze ranking to Mythic ranking by only drafting, and it takes him about roughly 20 to 21 drafts, give or take. So if each draft is about, the average draft I want to say is like, we'll take a look and double check price. But I want to say the average draft here on Arena is about $7, maybe closer to 10. It's definitely under 10 because it's not 2,000 gems. I'll have to double check. But if the average draft here is close to the same price as IRL is about $12 for the draft. Give or take, maybe a little bit higher, like 15. So the average draft here is maybe actually close to 10. That'd be $10 per draft. And if I have tokens are at least freebies. So yeah, as you can see, it would take resources, and the only way to kind of keep going is you'd have to keep winning out to get enough return gems so you can just kind of keep playing. Doesn't happen too often for me. So I would love to do a draft only night or just keep playing through sealed. I was kind of playing through only sealed the one night when we started the first episode of Sunset Casters here with the set release. Let's see if I'm gonna try and set them back a turn. So they played their 2-mana creature. I'm gonna bottom that card. Scry 1, hopefully get another land. That didn't happen. Alright, pass. We got 2 experimental augury. Okay. So he's kind of doing something similar to that with both draft and sealed back on episode 1. Where I'd won out a little bit in draft, which gave me enough gems to do another sealed, and won enough in sealed to kind of keep playing sealed, that kind of stuff, so. I am kind of all for it. There's the land. And then I draw another land. Boo! We'll pass a turn. Malcolm? But yeah. Honestly, I think the only way I could either do a draft only or sealed only kind of show or weekend, I'd either have to save up resources and use them, and or get some skill and win out and get return gems. And or start finally just set up donations, and after a while, I got a couple odds and ends of donations here and again. And honestly, of the only people who show up here, there will be no donations. So that would not help me be able to cycle into being able to try to do a draft only night. What if I do only drafts? I would love to do only drafts. So do not get me wrong, I'd love to do that kind of content. Because then everyone here might watch me get better over the course of time. I would love to get better over the course of time, like on screen. I think that'd be pretty cool. So I was like, I might be able to showcase how to be good with this type thing, do this with that. There's a lot to it. There is a lot to it. Now, I guess on the simplistic terms of all things, would I ever? Yeah, I would. I would. Totally would. Get Malcolm back. Thanks for the games and conversation. Gonna go, peace. Wheel, Dr. Red. We hope to see you again real soon. Go have a good sleep. Dude, can I see the stack? Shore up. Shore up is targeting Malcolm. Okay, that worked out perfectly. Now I can play Tolarian Terror for 1 mana. And we'll pass. Tolarian Terror, 5/5. Costs 7 mana, costs 1 less for every instant or sorcery in your graveyard. Is a 5/5 and has Ward 2. Because, you know, Ward isn't broken at all. Still left at a 5/5 has like Ward 2, but I guess it's not that greater than the next proof. Normally in the past it would just be a 5/5. Pass. 2 damage. You may proceed to the damage. There it is. Lanfter. Halti Dijin. Attack you for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus that thing is reduced by 1. Well, I can steal a creature there, so probably win out. The Rooster. At the tail end of Bronze? I think so. Okay. Go ahead. put this back in my hand. Flip them at 0. Resolve. I'll take an island. They are all tapped out. I guess I'm going to take their dude. It's 5 or more. 5, 6, 7. There we go. Get up here, bug. I hope I caught it. I'll attack. Alright, so paid enough mana to steal their creature and make a token copy of it. Don't know if I got that little buzzing bug. Okay, give me 2 there. Alrighty, I got a field. They have to bolt me twice, basically. Okay. Eat momentum. That's a pretty good effect on that. Only be for 6, huh? Can counterspell whatever you do. Oops, my guys grew. Well, I hope you drew something. Really? Well, I have no choice but to block here. Because if you blap me... Cool. Lol. Okay. block the bird, and there you go. Turn around and win. I don't think there's any way to like get out of that anyways. Overcasting much? They still almost lost out. Severe thunderstorm warning. Oh, really? Okay. Let's see. What do we do? Probably just bring an extra blue suns in. Maybe try to early game, like, negate them? Just, yeah, counter this unless you pay things. Beef up our late game. What we can really do, just beef it up. Just keep it late. Make sure they play to later stuff than we do. One land? You can't be for real. I can work with that. Keep 6, get rid of consider, don't even need it. Bounce their things, counter them. We go first. You rewatch the first Bayformers? Oh my. Goodness. Well, congratulations. How was it? What'd you think? Going through another rewatch of one of your favorite subject matters. Transformers. Transformers, more than meets the eye. Pass. So dumb, it's fun, it's still objectively bad. Fair enough. Fair enough. Pass to attackers. Nothing. You're gonna attack me for one. Okay. You can have that. Arg. I'd rather keep that kind of spell, but we'll get rid of that. Draw land? I'm cool with it. Experimental augury, see what we get. Let's go to 4. We'll take the terror. Tolarian McTerror. And pass the turn. So play a land. Pass 2 attackers. They just let it be, okay. That was your introduction, huh? That is a very interesting introduction indeed. out of everything. Hey, that's all it takes, right? I guess that means Bayformers has more value to it than one would originally think because it helped you get into transfer. Resolve. You can have that. Lamau. First off, I'm gonna count. We're going to go ahead, choose new targets. That's fine. You want to attack? That's fine. You know what? Hit me for fun. So you can't attack with that. Well, if you do, you have to spend extra for it. You can cast the guy. Sure. Resolve. Come on, come on. We got here. Hit me for 2. That takes me down to... double blue? They got nothing. Okay, sure. Resolve. 9, hit me for 5. Hey, do what you can, right? I'll tell them good game. They wait till they were the loser to say good game, I'll tell them good game. They did it! They were a good opponent. I like this opponent. The Rooster, you are cool. I like you. You are a good opponent. You are a sportsman. But sports, what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what January. Sportsmanship is a thing. Do I make any changes, though? Oh, that's a good question. The deck is pretty small. I might just opt for an extra blue sun. Get rid of Thirst and bring Malcolm back in? The one Malcolm? Seems pointless. I'm getting rid of Eidetic Memory because I didn't really do anything, and I'm bringing like 2 Teferis. I'm bringing in all 3 Teferis. We're just going as like late game as possible. I think that's so yeah, all the ones Bay did. Suck that's 2. 5. Then it is what it is. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. No lands. They're like, we really need this guy to win. I went from no lands to 1 lands in like a 23, 24 land deck. Gosh. Probably have to get rid of Reject Perfection. And... okay, well, they just said no thanks. Huh. Okay. Play 1 round of mono blue, and they're like, no more, no thank you. Well, yeah, okay. How about that? How about it? That's what you get. Tell you what, Doctor won't be here to see this, but I'm gonna tell him like, hey, check this out later on. You want to see the Pokemon TCG, just to really change things up. I got all my dailies in here anyways, or at least the majority of my dailies, and leveled up a bit. How much time is left in this anyways? It doesn't tell you. It's probably gonna last a good while though. I never even had any dailies left. I mean, we're in the realm of card games anyways. I just want to see what is it like to play a different card game during the card game stream. Start playing things like start treating it like the whatchamacallit, fighting game streams, right? Start having extra stuff. I'm only here to play the one deck because I like the way the deck operated. But yeah. Professor will be playing with some performers got someone into training performers, but yeah, that's me. Oh, that's a good fair but tough point. Which tag cost 2 energy, retreat 3 Pokemon. Huh. I got this thing called Iron Crown EX, but it's not really what I care about. Jason James, thank you for being our opponent. Dude, if I can ever nail a Dr. Ed voice, hire me as a voice actor. Or Professor voice. Professor can do good voices too. I want to start an anime that has voice actors like myself, Professor, and a few others. That would be awesome. Professor has one of the... Dude, I will never, ever forget when Professor nailed the voice for Izzy Sparks. When he did a voiceover for Izzy Sparks in Mega Man X5. It was absolutely brilliant. Uh-oh. To discard a card. Well, we're gonna play as it is. Majestic Sword. Oh, shucks. This is 2 Psychic in a thing? I'm gonna die. Adds 20 to anything. They're going first. That means I get to attack first at least. I drew 3 energy cards. Yikes. Origin Dialga. Huh. Your turn. What a lousy hand. Oh, nice. Double energy retreat crossed? Ugh. Two future Pokemon around point hand for that. Oh, okay. Rid of an energy, I guess. Go get Iron Crown and an Iron Crown? Ouch. Ooh, that is some loud thunder lightning out there. Optimus is basically a giant asshole in Bayformers? I guess so. Two energy, huh? Well, we want Arven. If we have Arven, then the rest of it's not going to matter. 20 more damage. That's been like 20. It should have been 60 damage, but then no, it just wasn't. Okay. Those. Grab this and that. I've always wanted to try this, so I'm gonna throw this out here. Why did it automatically go there? What's the card say? Your benched electric Pokemon. Oh, okay, so it had to go to Mewtwo. Lol. Future Pokemon. Oh, okay. Do you want to play some Fortnite with Optimus? Yeah, why the heck not? So I'd probably put an energy on this guy. It's gonna cost a bunch extra. Your Pokemon can't attack. Okay. Well. If I have the electric thing, I'm gonna just grab a iron. Whatchamacallit? How much is this gonna do? 100. Oh boy. I'll admit the forest battle in the second film kicked ass. It's sometimes the one scene we watched the most from Revenge of the Fallen, the second film. Huh. Honestly, I don't think Professor would be too mad that that got somebody into. I feel like Professor would be like, you know what? If it got you into Transformers and you at least you looked at the history of Transformers and enjoyed it, and that's what matters. Choose one or more. What? Get the Mewtwo already here. Do Majestic Sword. I guess we just win because they didn't have enough things. Wow, weird. They didn't have enough Pokemon to continue. Somebody get to start the real ranks yet? Retreat 3 Pokemon. I didn't even do that yet. My bad. I collected things. Wow, how about that? Cutie Fly. Tora Cat. Oh dear. Well, I guess I might want to end stream soon. Sorry to anyone sleeping or watching in or... My goodness. Well, that rain's coming down heavy now. Let me mute up just in case it, like, strikes again. That scared me too. I was like, whoa. Alrighty, wasn't expecting that. And of course, my first thought was also, uh-oh. Oh, Walking Wake. That's pretty cool. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, it's really picking up. I'll be right back. I gotta close the windows. Save my house from water damage. Doesn't want to mute. Okay, I also took a quick restroom close at it, but yeah, it's been lightning a lot. No more thunder, but all lightning. I'm like, that's a lot of lightning strikes. If this cuts out, well, power outage. We'll see. Anyways, oh, you can hear the water dripping off the side of the house over there. Anyways, I'd have to like ride my bike home in that. Where's the Walking Wake? There you is. There's from attack shoes by this Pokemon. Affected by effects your opponents. So it's basically saying your mist energy doesn't do anything. Affected by any special conditions, attack does 120 more damage. It does 240 if they already have something on them. Interesting. I wouldn't mind trying to play a water deck. What's the other thing it's giving me? You've got specific cards. Another Iron Crown on that that art. I'm for it. I like that art. That's pretty cool. And 2 in that art. Count me in. Well, we'll edit the deck real quick and head out for the night. I got all my Magic the Gathering in. Edit. Oh, I'm gonna put 2 Iron Crown in the deck. I think a 3rd one would be cool, but maybe unnecessary. But I guess 2's good too. 2's what you really need. Cypher Maniac, that was the other one. Sweet. Got specialty artwork. Nice. I'll worry about the other thing later. So, all right, I got the more card gaming in during the technical card gaming stream, but played 1 match Pokemon. I'll have to make a separate stream for Pokemon, I guess. I don't know. Either way, I'll see you guys on Thursday for some Mega Man Battle Network. See you on Friday for some Tetris 99, the Tetris Maximus event, and then I'll probably play that for a couple hours. Do something else afterwards. I don't know what yet. Maybe fighting games. I haven't streamed extra work. Probably won't stream it. Sorry. And then I think I'm set for another Magic the Gathering stream on Sunday evening. So probably more of that. There's some Pokemon in there too. Either way, with that, that's all of it. As you said, yeah, stay hydrated and wheel. And thank you as always for tuning in. And Braden, pun intended with the storm, stole the thunder today at the junction. Well, that was a 2-for-1.